nice to be back in Gloucester again after such a long time. Of course, the first time I came here must have been the late 90s, I think. The 1890s, of course. I used to stay with my cousin, Caroline Hutton of the Grange in Harescombe. It was Caroline who told me the strange story of John Pritchard, the tailor. He was very young and successful, apparently, and it was he who made the clothes and the suits for the mayor of the corporation. Well, one year he was rather worried because he was behind with his work, and he felt that he wasn't going to get the suits completed in time for the grand occasion. Well, because Mr. Pritchard and his apprentices had worked hard all week, he shut up shop as usual on Friday and went home for a well-earned rest over the weekend. Well, when he returned on Monday morning, the work which he laid out on his workbench waiting to be sewn was all stitched together. Everything was complete. The seams were beautifully turned, the silk linings were attached, and the embroidery was just exquisitely done. Everything was finished, except for one last buttonhole. And the strangest thing was, on that buttonhole was pinned a tiny note which said, "No more twist." Whoever had done the work had run out of thread at the very last. Well, John Pritchard must have had his suspicions, but he, as I have said, was an enterprising fellow. So he placed a card in his shop window which said, "Have your suits made by the tailor of Gloucester, where the work is done by the fairies." Very astute. Well, whatever the truth, I thought the story was enchanting, and it would be perfect for one of my little books. So Caroline and I came to Gloucester to see for ourselves. And while I was here, the story began to fashion itself in my mind. I decided to make the tailor old and poor. Young and prosperous was no good. I would set the story in the winter, and better still at Christmas time, with snow on the ground. And because I am fonder of animals than I am of fairies, the work would be done by mice. Mr. Pritchard's shop was a little too grand for my taste, so I wandered around and I found the perfect little place to draw for the home of the tailor of Gloucester. It was delightful. I sat down on the step across the way immediately. What would my parents have said if they could have seen me? And I drew and coloured the shop there and then. I was thrilled. It was just perfect. It's close by the cathedral wall, just by St. Michael's Gate, which I managed to include in my illustration. I believe that illustrations are very important in a story for a child. I believe that there should be a picture on each page, if possible, as the child turns the page, and then she has something new to look at. Well, not long after that, I had the great good fortune to secure the services of a publisher, Mr. Norman Warne. He liked my ideas and my illustrations, and he agreed to publish my stories. The first book was Dear Little Peter Rabbit, but The Tailor of Gloucester followed very soon after that. I was very proud, and also I was delighted to have some means of my own at long last. I wrote many stories after that, and they were enjoyed by many, many children for many, many years. And then I married William, Mr. Healis. And now I am kept very busy with my farms in the north. I am very content.